Good morning. Oh, come on, good morning. Good morning. How are the hands? So my official job, I think, is just to let you warm them back up again. So look, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the Warwick graduates of 2025, congratulations. Now, what is absolutely clear is today this hall is absolutely vibrating with possibility, right? And that's because all of you are the reason. Now, in a year that marks the University of Warwick's Diamond Jubilee, right, this is absolutely your moment. Now, diamonds, they don't appear overnight, right? They form under pressure and time. And today, we're here to celebrate both the pressure that all of you have survived and the shining brilliance that all of you now reveal. And so take a moment, right? Look around. Right? Look around at the friends here who helped you debug your code at 3 a.m. Right? Take a look at your parents, families, friends who are here, who fundamentally pretended to understand what your final year project was in. Right? And of course, pay thanks to Adam's kebab van, or back in my day, it was Zed's kebab van, who kept you going when nothing else was open. Right? All of you did this. You made it, and you did it together. Now, 28 years ago, I was in your seat here in this hall, and I clutched a floppy disk full of half-working C++ code and a heart full of half-formed dreams. Right? My university house in Earlsdon, in the third year, we shared a single 56-kilobyte dial-up modem and had a bedroom poster on the wall that said, "Don't anthropomorphize computers, they hate that." Now, that same summer of 1997, IBM's Deep Blue surprised the world by outthinking Garry Kasparov. And it was my first glimpse of software that actually it could do more than obey. It could surprise. And so if we think about today, right, code completes our sentences, it paints portraits, it's designing proteins. And tomorrow, that's up to every one of you in this room. And so here I am now leading artificial intelligence and digital and transformational consulting for this little 114-year-old startup called IBM. And here all of you are, graduating into a world where a 3-person team can deliver what once took 3,000. And so my thought to you actually is if a dial-up kid from 1997 can help write that future, just imagine what a cloud-native generation like yours is going to be able to do. And so I thought, in the spirit of Steve Jobs' 3 stories from his Stanford commemoration speech, I thought I'd offer you with 3 invitations in a world that's being redrafted in real time by AI. So my first invitation to all of you, right, stay curious. Now, Jobs himself advised us to learn continually because there's always one more thing to learn. But choosing to be curious is choosing to be vulnerable, according to Brené Brown, because it requires us to surrender to uncertainty. And so think about Deep Blue, right? This only happened because a team of engineers chose that uncertainty, right? What if a machine could challenge the best human on the planet at the ultimate game of strategy, chess? And so if today generative AI can draft code, compose music, create videos, write reports, tomorrow it's going to do things that we haven't even dared to name. So don't fear it. Your job is to interrogate it, right? Because the person that keeps on asking why will outthink any AI model that can simply answer what. And so curiosity is incredibly uncomfortable, but growth never shares a room with comfort. And which is why 3 weeks ago, I too glided across the stage, like all of you here today, at Oxford to collect my second postgraduate degree, this time in artificial intelligence. Because the half-life of a skill is shrinking, but the half-life of wonder is not. And so you have to stay curious, right? You've got to seek out uncertainty, and you've got to keep the passion in your belly today alive for learning. My second invitation to all of you is to build with purpose. So IBM's former CEO, Thomas Watson Jr., loved to say that good design is good business, and that the fusion between human experience and technology means that we can design and build things which primarily serve people. Things that make people's life a bit better, that takes friction out of their day, helping them get home a little bit earlier, help them get things done a little bit easier. And so the same is true of AI. Good purpose is good progress. And so metrics such as tokens a second, parameters per model, these things are seductive, but they're pretty hollow if they don't solve human problems. And so therefore, as you head out into your careers and the world, your role will be to build systems that reduce energy waste, that flag bias before harm, that help doctors diagnose earlier. And if your code expands somebody's dignity or opportunity, it's going to outlast the next algorithmic or technological fad. And so ask yourself, with every commit, whose dignity expands when this ships? And if you can't name a person, then refactor it until you can, right? You've got to keep the human outcome and a sense of purpose at the heart of everything that you do. And then my third and final invitation for you, to lead with humanity. And so Simon Sinek reminds us that leaders make people feel safe. And so for each of you, as you rise in your careers, and I'm sure some of you incredibly fast in that, you've got to remember that the true test of leadership is how you handle power and how you make people feel. Because AI will give you leverage. Ethics give you the license to use it. And when you stand between a vulnerable user and a powerful system, choose the user, because that decision will define your legacy more than any other patent portfolio. And never underestimate the quiet voltage of gratitude, right? A sincere thank you can move an engineer, a team, a culture, even farther than any algorithmic breakthrough. Be kind, be useful, because gratitude scales better than any database. And so today, you join over 300,000 Warwick alumni, right, in over 185 countries and territories. You've got to lean on that, right? Contribute to it, pay it forward. Invest in relationships, because today's lab partner could co-found tomorrow's unicorn with you. And I speak from experience, where several of my clients over the years have been former Warwick graduates, and where a cold call reach out with the shared connection of Warwick has resulted in, let's grab coffee, right? That connection means something. And so I challenge all of you. You are the first class graduating in a world where every profession, law, art, medicine, journalism, consulting, even software engineering is being rewritten by AI. Every company on the planet, in every industry, is becoming a software company, whether they like it or not. And so your task is not to try and race these machines. They're always going to be faster. Your job in the world is to ask better questions, right? Ask better questions of these machines, questions that serve people and society, because machines extend our reach, questions extend our vision. And so to close, IBM keeps a single word sacred after 114 years. It's hung on a plaque that was first hung in 1911. And that word is think. And it's a reminder that technology is actually never the point. It's never the point. It's always thinking, deeply, boldly, ethically, and creatively. And so graduates of 2025, your transcripts already sparkle in this Diamond Jubilee year. A degree from one of the world's leading universities, hackathon wins, research breakthroughs, probably even a startup or two that's been created between lectures. But your greatest achievements are still uncompiled, right? The code that cures an incurable disease, a platform that lifts 1 million small businesses, an algorithm that shields a fragile planet, right? These pull requests are awaiting your merge. And so as you cross this stage today and the next stage, just remember 3 short lines. Think big, stay curious, and lead with purpose and kindness. And so look, congratulations to all of you. What an amazing day. The sun is shining. Go shape the world of AI wisely and boldly, and go make humanity and the world sparkle. Thank you.